Hello everyone, welcome to the Velo Coach channel. Today we will talk about your FTP and how you can improve your functional threshold power. A lot of people asking me, so coach, how do I improve my functional threshold power, my FTP? Then I said easily, okay, we will work on it. I know which 3 training types you need to implement into your training scheme. So for the first thing, I want to say test enough at least one time in the month. Do a 20-minute test. So not a RAM test, but a 20-minute test. That is the most, let's say the best manner of testing your FTP and to know accurately how much FTP is. Okay. So test enough at least one time each month. So so that you're always riding in your correct zones. That's very important for sessions, for example, but also for your FTP sessions and your VO2 max intervals. Okay. So long endurance sessions. How long should I ride? Let's say between 2 and 5 hours. That's your long endurance session. Okay, if you just started cycling, start at 2 hours. Just in your zone 2, and after you've done your FTP test, you know your zones, and then you can ride in your zone 2. Okay, so zone 2, always ride in your zone 2 when you're doing a long endurance sessions. You can implement maybe 2 times an interval of 15 minutes at your FTP to build your session a little bit more up. That can be really well for your session also. But the large part of your session should be in zone 2. Okay. Then you go the VO2 max sessions. Okay, so what do you need to do here? Intervals between 3 and 5 minutes. So less than 3 minutes, you're not right on a VO2 max effort. Okay, that's less than 3 minutes, then you're in your sprinting zone, as they say. So from 3 minutes, you see that you're in the right zone. Okay, so do session repeatedly, for example, 5 minutes, 5-minute intervals. Do that 3 times, repeat it 3 times, so 5 minutes in your VO2 max zone. Then you can say 2.5 minutes recovery, another 5 minutes, and that 3 times. Repeat that 3 times, and that's a very good workout to start with, because eventually you will see you need to build up your training. That's also how you improve your FTP. The more you train, the more you will improve. But these are the basics: just long endurance and VO2 in combination with VO2 max. So just keep that in your mind. Okay, something new. Okay, not so new, but the pro cyclists are doing this right now. So FTP intervals between 10 and 20 minutes. So instead of the VO2 max sessions, because they are very hard, they're not so fun, but riding for 20 minutes or 15 minutes on your FTP is a little bit easier, you can say. So that's why the pro cyclists prefer right now, okay, we're not gonna do those short intervals, but we're gonna do longer intervals between 10 and 20 minutes. Why is it better than the shorter intervals? Well, it has the same effect, but mentally it's a little bit easier than when you know, okay, I'm gonna be dead from those hard intervals. So that's why the pros are preferring a little bit longer intervals, but lesser. And also recovery wise, it's a little bit better because when you ride 1 hour in your VO2 max zone, okay, not 1 hour, but when you do a session of 1 hour with let's say 25 minutes in your zone 5 zone, yeah, it's not a nice session, and you need to recover from it. Let's say 1 day and a half, and then you can really go with your long endurance session. And also those FTP intervals between 10 and 20 minutes, you can easily implement those intervals in your long endurance rides. As I said, when you're riding 5 hours, you can't just ride 5 hours in your zone 2. That's not so fun for the mind. But you can say, okay, I'm going to ride 1 hour in my zone 2, then I'm going to do an FTP interval of 20 minutes. Then I'm going to ride another hour or 45 minutes. Then I'm going to do another FTP interval. See, every hour you can do a new FTP interval. Okay, so that's why it's easier to do those longer FTP intervals. Okay, so the conclusion is test enough, do your long endurance rides between 2 and 5 hours. Also look how much time you got to ride each week, because when you're working or when you need to go to school, it's not easy to train 15-20 hours. Okay, and right now personally I'm on 10 till 15 hours every week, but I switch a little bit with my working scheme, so that's a privilege I've got. But I know, yeah, 1 year ago I wouldn't be able to ride 10 hours a week. So I know how difficult it is when you go to work and or you go to school. So yeah, look and see how much time you've got, but mainly do those long endurance sessions because they're very important to improve your FTP. Okay, your VO2 max sessions, when you have time, I would recommend 1 time each week you can do a VO2 max session. In the beginning, 1 time, but after, when you're a little bit better trained, and you can do 2 times a week. Okay, but it can also implement a race, for example. It's also a little bit like a VO2 max session. Okay, so with VO2 max sessions with intervals between 3 and 5 minutes. You can also expand. You can also say, okay, 5 minutes, I want 8 minutes. It's also a possibility, but mostly we prefer between 3 and 5 minutes. Okay. And then last but not least, do your FTP intervals between 10 and 20 minutes. And you can implement those intervals in your long endurance rides. As I said, ride 1 hour on your zone 2, and then you can do a new FTP interval. So ride on your FTP. For example, your FTP is 250, then you're going to need to ride 20 minutes on 250 watts, and that's how you will improve your FTP. Okay, guys, I hope you learned a little bit more about how you can improve your FTP. And for more cycling tips, just follow me, like and subscribe, and see you next time. Bye bye.